Greetings, agents. Anomalies will once more take us on a journey to outer space. This time, however, the phenomenon occurs not in another galaxy, but in our sun itself. Document SCP-1548 can be divided in two main sections, one in which the aforementioned anomaly is described, and another which details how an alternate universe was condemned to eradication, or perhaps a warning of what would happen if cosmic anomalies are left to their own devices. Item number SCP-1548. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Foundation satellites MacLeod 1 through 10 will monitor the south pole of the Sun for SCP-1548. Under Protocol Koyas Beure, all Foundation space stations and off-planet bases within the solar system will have the monitoring of the Sun as their secondary mission objective. Connections will be maintained with major space agencies under Operation Stygian Iris to enhance monitoring of the anomaly, with accurate information on the phenomena restricted to specified personnel. As it is not feasible to place limitations on all solar telescopes, it is expected that civilians will observe SCP-1548 on occasion. Foundation personnel embedded in scientific agencies will disseminate misleading information on SCP-1548 and all thaumaturgic symbols that manifest, describing them as unusual but natural phenomena. All other information of the anomaly and related symbols is subject to standard Foundation censorship protocols. Description: SCP-1548 is the designation of various anomalous solar phenomena, primarily occurring at the south pole of the Sun. There are three types of known SCP-1548 events. SCP-1548-1 6 equidistant ovular sunspots, approximately 4,000 km by 15,000 km in size, appear. The ends of the sunspots converge after 23 hours, often accompanied with the formation of a solar prominence, a large gaseous feature that extends off the Sun's surface, normally forming a loop shape, that typically takes the shape of thaumaturgic symbols. A coronal mass ejection will then occur around the sunspots, lasting 11 hours, with the prominence dissipating after 5 hours. SCP-1548-2 begins similarly to SCP-1548-1. A solar prominence then forms from the side of the sunspots and breaks off from the Sun, moving away from it and likely entering interstellar space. The event lasts for 2 hours. SCP-1548-3 Sunspot form thaumaturgical symbols, which range in size. This can occur in conjunction with other events or separately. Unlike the previous two phenomena, these sunspots do not commonly manifest in any single area. The first recorded SCP-1548 event was on 17th of May 1983, where an SCP-1548-3 event was observed, showing thaumaturgic symbol 2201-V1, referred to Addendum 1. The event was classified as Extranormal Event-9008 until similar occurrences were observed, leading to the classification of SCP-1548. Addendum 1 Thaumaturgical Symbol Identification. The Department of Thaumaturgy has successfully identified and determined the nature of several symbols seen in SCP-1548. Below is a list of the symbols, denoted with V if they are a variation of the symbol. B1 denotes the original or first discovered version of the symbol. TS-2201-V1 Unnamed, only seen in SCP-1548. If inscribed on any telescopic device by a person with thaumaturgic abilities, the device will show psionic entities with malicious intent towards the user. After a total 4 hours of use, users without psionic abilities will experience symptoms of psychosis. TS-381-V2 known as the Calafastian Isle, among various occultist groups. When affixed or projected onto a material, it will strengthen the material, enhancing its ability to absorb kinetic and electromagnetic energy. Materials may be hidden from sight as well. TS-1817-V7, known as the 12 Holy Owls of Serenitum. Origin among humans unknown. When the symbol is affixed to a weapon or object used with the intent to harm, any entity killed by the weapon will annihilate the immediate space around it. The size of the annihilation zone is proportional to the size of the entity killed. This annihilation zone has no effect on materials reinforced with TS-381. Of note is, 71% of the observed thaumaturgic symbols pertain to the anomalous Ortotan mythology and religious beliefs. The central aspect of Ortotan mythology are that the universe is the second universe to exist, and that it has been protected from extra-universal invasions by 7 guardian deities. Only one of these deities, Rogmol-Yusen, the Holy Fourth, is said to be alive in the present day. TS-1817 originates from Ortotan occultists in the 1800s, and TS-381 has been used by members of the Church of the Second Hateful, a prominent Ortotan group of interest in avoiding capture by the Foundation. Why this is the case is unclear. Our specialists of the GOC have determined that, from this point forward, the document describes events that occurred in an alternative timeline. Although this could be an elaborate disinformation campaign, we choose to share them too, in order to learn more about how the Foundation would respond to these events. Addendum 2. Event 1548-29. On the 23rd of December 2016, several SCP-1548-1 events occurred in rapid succession. Although interpretation of these symbols is still underway, TS-381-V2, TS-1817-V7, and TS-2201-V1 manifested multiple times during these events. 20 non-anomalous Ortotan language symbols and phrases for protection formed as well. 47 hours later, 5 SCP-1548-2 events occurred in the span of 2 hours. Over the next month, a dense cloud of ionizing radiation began forming around the solar system, surrounding the heliopause, a region surrounding the solar system where solar wind collides with interstellar wind, creating a bubble around the solar system known as the heliosphere. Although initially at largely unnoticeable amounts, the cloud increased in magnitude until no light from the outside universe could enter by 20th of January 2017. The origin of the cloud is presumed to be from the sequence of SCP-1548 events, though the combined amount of particles produced was too small to form a structure of this scale. Of note is that Foundation telescopes have noticed atomic tessellations, patterns of grids of polygons formed when large amounts of thaumaturgic energy is released, resembling grids of pyramids, periodically forming along the cloud. As the night sky is now entirely altered, Foundation censorship protocols cannot be fully executed. The dissemination of incorrect scientific information regarding the solar system entering a dense cloud of cosmic dust is in progress. Scientific information describing the actual nature of the ionizing radiation cloud will be censored as per contingency Galileo-2. Addendum 3. Recent phenomena. Following Event 1548-29, a high amount of significant anomalous phenomena have occurred. The following is a list of the events, updated as of 26th of January 2017. Date: 24th of December 2016. Event description: the Falcon Light, a commercial spacecraft made and launched by aerospace company SpaceX, suddenly lost 50% of its mass during its flight to the ISS, causing the death of all crew. Foundation satellites captured video of the event, showing that half of the spacecraft disappeared along the midline, jettisoning any crew still inside into the Earth's atmosphere. Radio signals were received soon afterward from beyond the heliopause. Although suspected to originate from the other half of the spacecraft, the decoded signals match no known spoken or written language. Notes: all launch plans for manned spacecraft have been cancelled, both inside and outside the Foundation. A cover story involving a faulty booster has been disseminated. Date: 29th of December 2016. Event description: the International Space Station ceased standard communications and began broadcasting visual and auditory cognitohazards. All subjects exposed to any of the cognitohazards enter a trance state and eventually have their brain vanished. 2 hours after, Foundation satellites detect a sharp increase in thaumaturgic particles in orbit, all found to be originating from the Sun. The ISS abruptly changes trajectory to follow a course that will result in re-entry, certain to destroy the entire station in February of 2017. Notes: classification of the ISS as an anomaly is pending approval. Date: 2 of January 2017. Event description: SCP-1548 was found to be entirely empty. Most of the interior of the building had been destroyed. Claw marks, scorched walls, and blood strewn across the room indicate signs of a significant struggle. Notes: reclassification to neutralized is pending approval. Date: 5 of January 2017. Event description: during a political demonstration in front of the Reichstag in Berlin, Germany, a thaumaturgic way leading to an unknown pocket dimension opened near the protesters. Koru Archpriest Farah Onteus, Church of the Second Title, leader and known person of interest, exited and announced that a shelter had been built. Further information is limited, as all persons in the area promptly entered the way, including 2 undercover Foundation agents. The way closed immediately after. Notes: censorship of the event is in progress. Date: 10th of January 2017. Event description: an unknown agent weapon, anomalous weapon of mass destruction, was activated during protests at Times Square. A violent explosion destroyed the entirety of Midtown Manhattan, leveling surrounding buildings and severely damaging other nearby areas within a 6-kilometer radius. The death toll is undetermined. A high number of Tartarian entities and demonic possessions have been observed in an 11-kilometer radius around the blast epicenter. Notes: persons with confirmed connections to the Chaos Insurgency have publicly blamed the event on a global shadow organization. Date: 19th of January 2017. Event description: SCP-179 established contact for a single moment, signing defend, before descending below the Sun's surface and vanishing. Notes: the frequency of SCP-1548 events has dramatically increased since this event, with at least 2 occurring per day. Date: 20 of January 2017. Event description: the radiation cloud fully obscures the night sky. Global deamnesticization under the Enui Protocol is enacted by the Foundation and completed at 78% efficiency. Several paramilitary organizations, which includes world governments and anomalous groups, take this opportunity to attempt to further their own personal goals. Notes: Joint Foundation and Global Occult Coalition forces have been assembled to combat these groups. Efforts are ongoing. Date: 20 of January 2017. Event description: SCP-2821, following a sudden expansion in size to a diameter of 1.7 kilometers, vanished. The nearby lunar area 32 suffered a minimum of 38 casualties, and lost 10 anomalies from the expansion, enveloping and destroying sections of the facility under the anomaly's different laws of physics. Based on readings from Minkowski spacetime monitors, it is hypothesized that SCP-2821 formed a wormhole leading to another region of the universe. Notes: misinformation to explain the newly formed hemispherical crater on the lunar surface is being disseminated. Date: 25 of January 2017. Event description: experimental Foundation devices began detecting tachyons moving at undetermined faster-than-light speeds. Analysis found that these are likely a new form of SCP-3417 transmission, though with major deviation from their standard contents. Transmission contents have typically contained mentions of extraterrestrial civilizations and Arthothan mythological stories. This was observed until being abruptly cut off, presumably due to the radiation cloud. Notes: further information is below. Date: 30 of January 2017. Event description: currently under review. Notes: End log. We will pause momentarily our exploration of the document SCP-1548. As you can see, these files go beyond the simple description of a phenomenon occurring in the Sun and its interactions with known and unknown anomalies. The next entry will explore in detail the fate of this alternate universe and the last attempts of a star to defend its children from hateful forces. I am Virus Drizzle Animo. We are the GOC, and you have been informed.